So let's get past the mission and vision and values. The next step is going to be, you said, setting the expectations of the people that you hire. So how do you hire? How do you personally, how do you evaluate a candidate? Run me through the whole process. Say you're trying to hire someone from the front desk for for Salud Pediatrics. What would be the first thing that you would do?
So I have to mention that there has been a lot of work done prior to getting to that. So just the same way that a runner doesn't show up on the first day to run a marathon, right? There's like a ton of preparation that goes into that. So what I'm about to say, it's because we have been preparing for this marathon for many years, right? Because in order how you create clarity is by doing the vision and the mission and the values and all that. So that's one big aspect of it. So the first thing is like aligning the team, creating a cohesive team. So that's step number one, creating a cohesive team. Step number two is clarity. And then by clarity is, why are we here? What do we do? What's expected of everybody? So all these things, how do we behave? That's the there's like, yeah, there's different things that you can do to do it. For example, I generally, lately I've been getting a lot of work where people are asking me to find practice managers for them. Yeah. And so they want to be like, hey, just go ahead and put an ad out, or here's what we're looking for. And I'm like, wait, let's back up just a little bit. I need to understand a little bit more about you. So that's why I want to preface that. But once you already have that very clear, is that and this is not something that I created. You can, anytime you look at organizational behavior, they'll say this, and in organizations that do this very well, this is one of the first things in their mind, is you hire for culture fit first, right? And then you hire for skill set second. But you first have to understand what it is exactly, because you can say, we're friendly, right? Let's just say that. A lot of people say that we're friendly, but friendly could be like, good evening, how's it going? Or friendly could be like, hello, how's it going? There's like different variations of friendly. So that's, even just that word alone, defining it is very important. So what do? We have gone extensively on not only what our values are, but then after that is defining what the value is. And then after that, like, here are the attributes that demonstrate this particular value according to us, right? So when I put out an ad, I'm looking for, you were mentioning like compassion, or I'm looking for somebody that has like a very customer service centric training. So if they don't have any healthcare training, but if they work at a Starbucks, I'm going to at least talk to them for a little while, right? Because I know that they have people training, and that's what I want. Because another thing is, the only distinction we're talking about before, the practice management side, but in terms of customer service, it's very difficult for parents to discern whether one doctor is better than the other. Everybody's a good food critic, everybody's a good wine critic, or whatever, right? But in terms of deciding, how do you determine whether a doctor is better than another? The way that the parents evaluate us is by customer service or convenience. Like, I got in there really quick, got out, that's great, that office is great, I got what I needed, I got my antibiotics, and then I left. But also the customer service aspect of it is very important to us, because I want to provide a different experience than that they go somewhere else. So for me, that's the things, just one example of one of the things that I look at. The other thing is, so I meet with them. Also, going back to the team, we've gone really deep in understanding what the skill set of each team member is and what their gifts are. Not only their skill set, but what their gifts are. I am not the greatest interviewer, for example. I think I'm a good interviewer, but I'm not necessarily a very good person to discern whether or not this person, like, I usually give people the benefit of the doubt, frankly. That's what it is. But I have identified people in my organization that can, like, in 5 minutes, they can sit down and they're like, they're not going to work, or they've got something else, or they're working right now at the hospital. They got a not so great shift. All they want to do is get out of the night shift, and then they're going to move on to something else. And we're providing, I mean, they're like, did you read all of that in these 5 minutes? They're really good.
I have to interrupt you there for a second, because I had this conversation at 7 a.m. today.
Really?
Yes. Didn't George? Didn't I just say,
yeah,
you have to be careful when a nurse has been working in the hospital for 10 years in the OB department and wants to come and work at a pediatric office? Why is she doing that? Is she just tired of working weekends? And how long is she going to stay? Is she going to be okay with the much lesser acuity of a pediatric practice versus a delivery room? And It's upon you, the leadership of the practice, to ask, what is it that you want to do? and what is it that you don't want to do, because that will tell you whether that person is just tired of the weekends, but she's not going to be, she's an A player, but she's not going to fit and stay with you. And you're going to waste a lot of time training her. And then the headache of hiring someone else and going through the process again.
Absolutely.